Good morning and welcome to NewsWare's Trade Talk for Monday, March 16th. Okay, let's get into the action. Take a look at the S&Ps, which are rallying. We're up 0.9%, 0.90%. That's positive morning today. It's a real nice start for the day. I mean, markets still are focused on developments out of the Middle East, but they're expressing some, it's a little bit of a rally back from Friday. It's looking a little positive for those naval escorts, escorting cargo vessels through the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz remains a key topic for, supply disruptions. Now, it's indefensible, that strait. So it's really like you're going to have the naval, you're going to have to put boots on the ground if you're going to really do this effectively. And the Trump administration does not want to do that. But we're going to, there's talk about that, and that is kind of positive this morning. Also on the geopolitical front, the United States and China, they met over the weekend, started yesterday, for talks about the upcoming meeting between President Trump and President Xi next month. They're also supposed to meet again today, so there could be something there. Key economic data point for today, probably the housing market index, going to provide some insight into the housing conditions across the U.S. That could be something positive there. But the markets are also, getting ready for this week's Federal Reserve meeting. We have a Fed announcement on Wednesday. But the key thing is there's a dot plot. We're going to get a new dot plot. And it's going to be very dramatically different from the last one because the market has changed. What else do we have in corporate news? NVIDIA is in focus today. They got their annual GTC conference underway. CEO Jensen Huang is scheduled to speak this afternoon. On an earnings front, we're seeing some positive action in DLTR and BEKE, BK Holdings. This week's a big week for earnings. I mean, we got Lululemon, we got Macy's, we got Five Below, we got Micron, we got Accenture, we got Alibaba, we got FedEx, all scheduled for release this week. So that could be something there. Okay, let's take a look over Europe, and we're looking at the DAX. The DAX has gone from negative to positive. We're currently higher by 0.66%, or 153 points. There's some M&A activity in the banking sector in Germany, which is helping to push that index higher. In the FTSE's up 70 points, or 0.69%. Seeing some gains in the energy sector. CAC in Paris, that was also negative. That was down like a 1%. Now it's higher by 0.33%. So good start to the day. Now we're taking a look over at Asia last night. And Asia was, I call it mixed to lower. I mean, the Nikkei fell 0.13%. You got a BOJ meeting this week. You got a weakening yen, and weakening yen is typically good for exports. But here we're having a little bit of an issue because the central bank is going to step in. It looks like Hong Kong, the Hang Seng rallied 1.45%. It really was on the news of the U.S.-China trade talks that had occurred that are deemed positive. Shanghai in China fell 0.26%. Industrial production, retail sales reports exceeded expectations for the first 2 months of the year. However, new home prices fell the most in like 8 months. So, that housing market is still a concern. I'm turning our attention over to oil, and oil is trading lower. I mean, we got WTI at $95.27 a barrel. We got Brent at 102.23. Listen, we know Iran is engaged in economic warfare. They're doing a very good job. We know the Strait of Hormuz is going to be very difficult to get the cargo ships through. And, nobody's really going to want to be the first to put a cargo ship through that strait that's, non-Iranian or a friend to Iran. But I do think that we're going to see, some ships go through this week, and we'll have to wait and see if Iran's bluffing or if they actually will be trying to attack some of these maritime vessels. But proof will probably happen this week. But as of today, we got some weakness in oil. WTI down 3.86% this morning. Now we're moving over to earnings, and we got to start off with Dollar Tree, which is ticker DLTR. Listen, first off, the stock's up 1.5%. It beat by 3 cents. Did it on lower revenue, but we are showing some gains. Then we got Scientific Applications, SAIC. That stock's up 2.73%. They beat by 61 cents, but it was also done on lower revenue. After the bell today, we get Symantec, SMTC, Sam, Michael, Tom, Charlie. Their EPS is 43 cents. Expected move is 14.26% when they release after the bell. In terms of economic reports, at 8:30 a.m., we get the Empire State Manufacturing Index. At 9:15 a.m., we get the industrial production. At 10 a.m., we get the housing market index. In terms of news hitting the tape this morning on the FANG stocks, well, listen, Amazon raised $36.8 billion in senior note sales amid data center build out. Musk, Meta's starting layoffs. They could be announcing about 200 layoffs. Netflix, what do we have with Netflix? Downloads in Japan increased 4.8 times year over year thanks to exclusive streaming of the World Baseball Classic. And Elon Musk is out there saying that his XAI needs to be rebuilt. In terms of Dow Jones 30 stock news, the big news is this GTC, NVIDIA's GTC event that's starting today. And Jensen Huang's scheduled to speak this afternoon. A lot of news around NVIDIA today, but the big one is this event. And this is what you got to pay attention to. Disney, it's not really Disney, but it is media. Federal Trade Commission. Brendan Carr. He's threatening broadcasters over their U.S. Iran coverage, saying it's negative. I'm like, well, it's factual. I mean, just because it doesn't always portray what you want them to say doesn't mean that it's negative. But at the end of the day, the guy can pull licenses, so you got to adhere to his wishes. But Brendan Carr, FTC, threatened to pull licenses from the major networks again. In terms of merger news, Public Storage to acquire National Storage affiliates in a $5.63 billion all-stock deal. In terms of guidance news, DLTR sees adjusted EPS $1.45 to $1.60. Street estimates $1.56. That's okay. In terms of buyback news, Intuit has management stock has halted management stock sales, and they're accelerating buybacks. INTU. Let's move on to our pick of the day, which is Health Equity, HQY, Henry Quinton, Yellow. Earnings are out tomorrow afternoon. EPS is 89 cents. Expected move is 10.6%. Friday's call volume was nothing special. Open interest, 42.49 to 27.87. Still leaning on the call side. Gotta like that. And the major brokers they have raised price targets. So, for me, HQY, 78 or under, I like it. 78 or under, HQY, Henry Quinton, Yellow. That's my pick of the day. Okay, now we're moving over to our hot stocks of the day, see what we see moving in the pre-market here. SailPoint, ticker SAL, signs collaboration agreement with AWS. Tyson Foods, TSN, Jimmy Dean introduces new lineup of high-protein options. What else we got here? Macy's earnings. There's going to be a lot of focus on transportation costs. JD.com launches in the UK. They're trying to draw European customers to joybuy.com. TLX resubmits NDA for brain cancer imaging candidate. NTRA studies show that their drug tests predicts cancer recurrence risk. Yeah, that's pretty good. Percent on Iran timeline. I don't know how many weeks it will take. That's all I'm seeing this morning. Okay, now we're going to move on to our pick of the day from Friday, which was Dollar Tree. I mean, the stock's trading higher this morning. It's shown some, nice gains. But, Friday's action, listen, look at the facts. The stock opened up at 112 and fell $6 to 106.83 and closed at 107.46. I mean, this morning we're trading, around 109 area, but not enough to call it a win. Not enough to call it a win. Dollar Tree up on earnings, but my call wasn't bad. It's just my entry price was way off. But that selling pressure on Friday really hurt the stock. But listen, we'll live to trade another day. I still don't think it was a horrible pick, the LTR. But that concludes today's podcast. Traders, you know what to do. Let's go out there and let's make some green.